Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi, if you're a new viewer, hello, welcome, come on in. My name is Laura and I am coming to you from Lowestoft, which is the most easterly town in England. And this is where I come to talk all about my crafty life. I am a yarn dyer. I run Folk Yarn Studio, which is my studio. My hand-dyed yarn is called The Lonely Knitter and my British wool line is called Folk Yarn, and when I moved into my studio I renamed as Folk Yarn Studio, but I kept the Lonely Knitter bit for my personal stuff and for my yarn dyeing. If you're a returning viewer, you knew that already, and hi! It's the summer holidays. Today is, I don't even know what day it is. Oh no, I haven't got a clue. Sunday the 25th of August. We are nearly at the end of the summer holidays. My children are 7 and 4. And yeah, I have no childcare throughout the summer holidays and basically I've been working full time because I've got advents to go out and a collection coming up and rent to pay on places like this. So yeah, it's just it's a lot and I couldn't take time off this summer with my children, but school is still out for summer and yeah, it's been a lot. But I have run away from the house because it's Saturday. We have been coming down here a little bit on the weekends because we're having to have shorter days at work so that I can work around the children's attention span and ability to manage. There have been some videos popping up on the channel just from my daughter, actually, from my 7-year-old who started a summer business which has been brilliant. It's been really good and that is mostly down to you guys, so thank you so much. But yes, in terms of podcasts, there hasn't been a lot and I really want to get back to it, and I say that every single time because I love podcasting and I love coming on here to chat to people, and then everything just goes out the window because attention span. Yeah, it has been crazy busy. I have been dyeing up a new yarn collection. I have finalised my advent and dyed a huge chunk of the advents that are going out soon, and I have parented at the same time and hopefully entertained my children. But I've also I have no words. The words are gone. The summer holidays killed my brain off. I have also opened applications, had them open for about 7 weeks it was, for East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is the annual yarn show that I run in Norwich in the UK in March each year. Next year will be the 4th year of the show, which seems unreal to me. That has just whizzed by. And yeah, 4th year of the yarn show, and it's just gone a little bit crazy. I can't really believe it still. Yeah, we had 2,000 people come through the doors last year and it's gone mad. So I closed applications for that last week and have been working through all of those this week, not last week. The days have all blurred into one. But yeah, I thought I'd pop on and have a quick chat about what I've been working on because, well, in all honesty, I have missed just being able to talk about stuff in terms of crafty life, because I just haven't had any brain power whatsoever. Yeah, it's been hectic. Those of you that work full-time and don't have childcare for your children during the summer holidays will understand. I wouldn't change them for the world. I wouldn't change anything about them. They are the most awesome children going and I love them to bits, but some things are just a challenge, and yeah, if I can get through with my sanity intact, I will be grateful. Anyway, last time I recorded a podcast, I opened a giveaway and I have drawn the winner for that giveaway. So the skein of yarn and the needle stoppers that I got you guys to give me snack suggestions for my knit night, which, by the way, we've had a couple of knit nights now. One for sort of my lovely ladies who used to go down the local pub, is a pub hotel with, and one for a knit group that I put out applications for just because I can take a limited amount of people in this space. and yeah, it went amazingly well, so I'm very grateful, and I had a great time, and I took some of those snack suggestions, but the winner for that giveaway was Jane Dunnell 7654, and I will put the username up here. Get in touch with me and I will organise getting your prize to you. Obviously this is a little bit sporadic that these videos go up, but if I haven't heard from you by the time this is episode 10, so should we say by the time I am recording episode 12, then I will announce that I'm done. So you have until the point that episode 12 goes on this channel to let me know. When episode 12 goes up, I will be announcing a new winner, because I've had that before where I've held on to prizes for a long time because people obviously haven't seen that they've won, and that's absolutely fine, but I'm just gonna set a little limit on it. So yeah, Jane, get in touch with me. Now if you watched last episode and you saw that I was working on some things, don't expect any continuity, because I haven't worked on any of those. Summer has killed me off, and I've needed absolute zero brain power. All the promises that I made to get certain things done, they didn't happen. This podcast is where whips come to die, I swear. Anyway, so I'm going to show you a couple of things that I'm working on right now. And shall we take bets on whether or not they are actually still around or have been completed by the next podcast episode? Because I'm going to bet against myself on that one. It's awful. It's really bad. But loads of things have happened since I spoke to you last. I'm pretty sure actually that since I'm just leaning. Since I spoke to you last, I don't think I had this dyed up last time I spoke to you, but I made a couple of squares in, this is my Jane Eyre inspired colourway. So this is, I am an independent being with it. I'm a free human being with an independent will. My brain really has stopped working, and I have as much soul as you. I take part in the Saturday Night at the Movies collaboration with a bunch of other amazing yarn dyers every now and then, and I dyed up two colourways. This was the contrast colourway, but I love it to bits. I've got some in a cake, in a cake here, and you can see the speckles in there. There's some really delicate little flecks in there, but this was the main colour. Yeah, this is my Jane Eyre inspired colourway, and this is it in the cake. So I made these little squares after dyeing this colour, and I really enjoyed it. It was based on, very loosely based on actually, a sunburst crochet square pattern. Now remember, I am not a crocheter first, I'm a knitter first. I can knit without looking, I can, like, basic patterns, like we're not talking colour work and brioche frightens the life out of me. Well, it doesn't, I'm just rubbish at it, but I can knit without really having to think about it, so it means that it can come along with me in any bit of life, whereas crochet, I am like having to stare at it the whole time, and I crochet wrong. Now, I've had this conversation a lot with people online, and when I say I crochet wrong, what I mean by that is that I don't crochet the way you're meant to crochet. I still come out with crochet at the end, and I am totally in agreement with every single person that says to me, if you get crochet at the end, then you haven't done it wrong. But what I mean when I say I crochet wrong is that I crochet like this. I hold the work in one hand, I hold the hook in the other, and I let go each time and come away. And that is, so basically it's like I'm knitting. It's, the work is one needle, the hook or the yarn is the hook is the other needle, and then yeah, the yarn is the same. It's still yarn. It's not my day. So yeah, I don't crochet the way you are traditionally meant to, but I do get crochet afterwards. And I had seen a bunch of different crochet square patterns that I really liked, and I am taking part in the Yorkshire crochet along. It's, I'll put the details on screen, but it's a crochet along for a blanket, and it's crochet squares. And I thought, little individual projects I might actually have a chance at doing every now and then, compared to one big item. And my friend Georgie of the Fibre Fox was making this crochet along and shared it in a group that we were in, and lots of people were like, yeah, okay, this is gorgeous, we're going to join in. I started making it from my Lay Family Yarn advent that I've got that's just been sat around because I collect advents, don't use them because they're so pretty. So I started using an advent and I loved it, was really enjoying it, and then I thought, you know what, I should be making this out of my Doctor Who advent for this year so that I have a sample, and then I will go back and make the one out of Kelly's advent. So that is what I have done, except partway through that I needed to stop and make samples for my new yarn collection, so I had to stop and make the samples for that. So I have got a little bit of the crochet along to show you in a little while, but first I'm gonna, because I'm getting off on a tangent, talk about these squares. So when I dyed up these two colourways and wanted to just make some quick little samples to share in the pictures when these went up on pre-order, there is some in stock on my website now, I think, and these are still available for pre-order, but I need to take them down very soon, so they might not be up there when you see this. But when I needed to make some squares, some samples, I thought, I'm on a crochet kick, I'm going to make a couple of crochet squares. So this is, it's a sunburst crochet square, but the sunburst crochet square ends here, so like there. So yeah, it's a small square, and then I've just added some extra on the outside, and I didn't actually use a pattern because I found a bunch of different ones on the internet, and then just some video tutorials, and one of the stitches, some of them a little bit, they vary a little. I had a go at making one from a video tutorial that wasn't actually a tutorial, it was just like a cute video, and didn't like one of the stitches and messed with it a little bit. So this is my probably totally wrong version of a sunburst crochet square, and then I've put some extra rounds on the outside. If anybody wants to make squares like this, I will happily write out the pattern and give it to you, because I've done a very basic jobby. But yeah, this little square. Now I made that one and I made this one, and I sat there and looking at them thinking about how much I'd loved making them, how easy they were, how quickly they worked up in DK, and how much I wanted to make a blanket out of them. But I had a new yarn collection coming up, so I ended up making loads of them in my new yarn collection, and I'm making a blanket and it's nearly done, or the squares are all nearly done. So I'm going to show you what I have. This is the stack I have, and they are DK, and I'm going to edge them all, and I am going to try my absolute hardest the next time I record to be showing you an actual finished blanket. I don't know if that is possible, but that is what I want to try and do. And I'm on it at the moment because I need this as a sample for the yarn, or I've told myself I need this as a sample for the collection when it launches. I want, before the yarn launches for pre-order, I want to, what am I doing? Before the yarn launches for pre-order, I want to be able to have pictures of samples up and, you know, be organised for once, because, well, I'm not really organised, that's pushing it a bit far, but, you know, just try and have a little bit more done and be a bit happier with what I've managed to get done. So these aren't all the squares that I've made, but they are all the blocked and, wait for this, woven in ends squares. I mean, one of these isn't because I've literally just taken it off the blocking mat, but I didn't have another one in this colour, so I had to bring that one with me to this. But I think my finished blanket, it's not going to be huge, but it's going to be enough for a nice little lap blanket. It's going to be maybe 5 squares by 6 squares, or I can't remember. I laid them all out and then I worked out how many more I needed, and I am making that amount, but I don't, I can't remember how many it was that I was making to do that, and I've now lost a square. No, I haven't, it's here. Okay, so I have a new yarn collection, so I'm going to talk about it now while I show you the squares, and then I have one other project to show you, and then I'll go black and white to show you the advent squares I made for the crochet along, and then I think that is it for today, because it's going to be a really short one because I have to get home because we need to do the food shop. It's not Saturday, it's Sunday. Did I say it was Saturday? It's Sunday, and the shop's shut at 4, because that's how, I know it's not like that all over the world, is it? If you're in different parts of the world, in the UK, on Sunday, traditionally, especially in small market towns and yeah, little towns, shops on Sundays are either completely shut or they shut at 4. So is that the same everywhere? I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, if I get my list, because my brain is a total frazzle, but I have made the Sunburst crochet squares. Basically that's what they are, maybe slightly different depending on whether or not you're a real crocheter, not like me, and you actually know what they're meant to look like. But my squares, this is, first of all, this is a Tim Burton themed yarn collection. There are 13 colourways and they are all based around Tim Burton movies, majority of which are movies that he's directed. Obviously Nightmare Before Christmas is in there, and that is written by, not, but yeah, they're all Tim Burton touched movies. So this collection launches on the 6th of September and for pre-order, and that happens to be the same date that the new Beetlejuice movie comes out in the UK. So I'm excited, and I thought I would match up the time with the Tim Burton collection. It has been more than a year since I have released a yarn collection. I'm finding it really nerve-wracking. I've taken this year off of shows, I've taken this year off of yarn clubs to try and rebalance my life a little bit, because between East Anglia Yarn Festival, all the shows I've ended at last year, the collections I did, Advent, everything else, I was a little bit broken, and I still need to make money, because otherwise I won't be able to pay my mortgage or my rent on this place, but I just needed to get a little bit of the balance back, because I was just free falling and really starting to struggle with my mental health and starting to lose the things that I love and enjoy about my job. And yeah, so I've had to make some really hard decisions this year, because financially it's a huge struggle to just cut out these big parts of your career that you need to earn money. So I had to make a lot of scary decisions this year, but I think it's paying off, and I think that I'm happier and more like I'm getting there, like in terms of being able to manage things like that. Anyway, so this is off topic as usual. It's Showtime, which is a Beetlejuice inspired colourway. It's Showtime. And I also have, the next one is Split Right Down the Centre, which is it's actually a Batman Returns reference. It's sort of Catwoman and Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman, when they like rip their masks off at the end. But I mean, there's loads that this could go with for Batman. But yeah, so Batman or Batman Returns. This one is A Regrettable Turn of Events, which is a Dark Shadows reference, and this one's actually inspired by the scene where Angelique, I don't know if you've seen Dark Shadows, but Angelique takes her heart out as she's about to die, and she's on a chandelier and she takes her heart out and offers it. And yeah, so that's that one. And then this one is Without Sense or Reason. So yeah, it's this quote from Sleepy Hollow, and it's my Katrina colourway. And then there's no place like London. I can't say those. There's no place like London. There we go. I can't say those words without trying to sing them a little bit. This is my Sweeney Todd. Oh, I'm dropping things. This is a Sweeney Todd inspired colour. And then this one is Peculiar, which is a blue, and it's based on in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. There is a specific outfit that Miss Peregrine, Eva Green as Miss Peregrine, wears, which is a stunning dark blue. And then this one is my Corpse Bride inspired colourway, and it was just called I Was a Bride. So all the blues in that one. And then this one is Dance with the Devil, from the quote Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight, which is a Joker quote from the original Batman. Not, when I say original Batman, I mean not Batman Returns, the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton that Tim Burton did, and it's a really rich purple. And then this one is You're Entirely Bonkers, which is my Alice in Wonderland colourway, and I love the name just as well, because bonkers is one of my most used words in our house, or in my house, like, or from me in our house. Everybody's bonkers, including me. The best people are. And this one is I myself am strange and unusual. So the actual collection is called a Strange and Unusual collection, but this is my Lydia inspired colourway, which is bright red. And then the next one is I'm Not Finished, which is my Edward Scissorhands inspired colour. I don't know if you can see from there, but it has little specks of red in there as well, and a few little purple pops in the pale pinky purple, if you can see that. And then this one, which is I Am Not the One, which is a Nightmare Before Christmas reference. And this is actually, I mean, I know that Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas is portrayed as a redhead in a lot of things, but when you watch the actual movie, there are a lot of scenes that are darker, and in it, this is the colour that her hair comes across, and I've always loved this colour. So yeah, this is my Sally colourway. And then my last colourway does not have the ends woven in, because this is my only square made out of this colour so far, because I've tweaked it so many times that it's never been ready. And it is also a Nightmare Before Christmas, because Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favourites. So I thought the last two colourways that I share of the 13 will be Nightmare Before Christmas colourways. And this one is We're Simply Meant to Be. And yeah, it's got sort of greys, purples, that bony white, and then there is tiny little flecks of orange in there for the pumpkins. So at the moment I'm sharing these on my Instagram, and at this exact moment while I'm recording I have shared up until here. So the Alice in Wonderland colourway was the last one, my Lydia colourway is the next one that's going on tonight, and then these are the last few to share. And then I will start talking about bases and sharing what they look like on some of the other bases. I'm working at the moment on a square. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's trapped in my ring binder. Oh gosh, now I've got my, there we go. In my I Am Not Finished colourway. So I actually only have, because there are quite a few squares, there's a few over there blocking, there's a few more here, and then in this bag, oh, I've lost yarn, oh no, in this bag I've got, that one needs to be blocked, that one needs to be blocked, that one needs to be blocked, that one needs to be blocked. I think I actually, after the one I'm making now, I think I only need to make 2 more squares, and then I've made all the squares I need for my blanket. In fact, after I finish this, I will go home, because otherwise I won't get to the shopping. But when I edit, I will lay out all of the squares and take a picture so you can see what they all look like together. And then I think I'm going to use my Katrina Van Tassel colourway to edge them all and then crochet them together. And then when I had my knit night the other night, we had I was asking for advice on what to do from my lovely friendly knit nighters, my lovely friends Amy and Jess, and they suggested that I border them all in this, which is what I was thinking anyway, then do a border around the edge in this, then a skinny border maybe in this one, which is the split right down the centre of the Batman colourway, and then I could do another layer in this, so there's sort of like a stripe around the outside as well, maybe, we'll see. Everybody knows that all my plans tend to go to pot because I never finish anything. But also this collection's given me a little bit of anxiety because the tonals in it, so of the 13 colourways, 6 of them are tonals, but they're not tonals as I would usually do them. So like in my previous collections, I've tried to make sort of semi-solid tonal and those go with the main colours. For these, each colour is kind of its own thing, so it's not actually been really designed to specifically go with another colour. They do, because a lot of them do fit with other colours, but I also didn't want to do semi-solid toners this time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I think that especially dyers who get them spot on are really, really, really talented, because it's hard, and you wouldn't think that, but to try and make a solid colour that doesn't have any variation is difficult. But I wanted to be able to put some speckles in and some real variation in the colour. So I don't know if you can see when you look up close, there's a lot of speckles in the colourways, and you can sort of see them in there, and that is exactly what I wanted. Most of them are in the same colour, like the speckles are in similar colours, so they just add depth, all apart from this one where it's a lighter colour and then I went for darker speckles, and this one is one of my favourites. So that has all been carried around in a little East Anglia Yarn Festival bag. This is not, it's just a tail to go in a little East Anglia Yarn Festival bag, my little project bags. Loads of people have asked me about these recently, and I will be having a new illustration, because I have a new illustration for East Anglia Yarn Festival every year. But this one, this bag, I do plan on bringing them back each year. It's just really hard to find good bag suppliers that do a good job on the illustrations and the colours. But yes, I am planning to have small bags again this year, and I do have some of these Norwich based bags left, and I will pop them on the website if people want them. That's absolutely fine, I can do that. I've had a few people get me to invoice them separately and ship them off, but I'm very happy to put them up as a listing, so let me know if that is something that you would like and I can do it. Yeah, so that is one project that I've been working on that I think is nearly finished, and if I can just keep up with it I will be able to get it done. This, living in this, is the Pigment and Ply bag. It's one of the velvety bags and it's lovely. Is another one of another project in this Tim Burton yarn, so I can have a couple of samples, and some of my lovely friends have made me a sample. I've got a short-sleeved tee that's been made by a lovely friend, and a little shawlette that's been made by another friend, so I'm very lucky to have other samples coming, which I will show on here once I get them. Yeah, this pattern is the Framework Raglan by Jessie Maed, and I am making it, but there is barely anything to show. I cast this on in the cinema when I went to see Ozzy, Voice of the Forest, with my children and my friend and her children, and it's a very small cinema here in Lowestoft, and there is I was sat near the exit light so I could see really easily, so I just I cast on and then placed all my stitch markers, and I'm not even, it's correct. I still can't believe it. I cast on, I worked the first 4 rounds with increases, and I didn't get it wrong because it was easy to see with the exit light. But these are being made on Chowgoo. I think I'm on a 5mm here, and I am working with split right down the centre and without sense or reason. And this is a 1 colour pattern, and what I'm doing is I'm casting on in this one, and I'm going to do the top part, and I'm making it short sleeved as well. So I'm making it cropped and short sleeved to try and get it maybe out of 2 skeins of fingering. We'll see. I'm not sure that's going to happen. But the top part being in without sense or reason, and then switching once we've joined in the round under the V to split right down the centre. We'll see. If it's not floating my boat, I'll just carry on and get another skein of split right down the centre without sense or reason and just do the whole thing in that. But we'll see, because fingering weight garment, me, nah. So I don't have a very good history with making these projects, but I really want to try. So that's that. So I'm going to show you the squares that I've made for the Meema Makes crochet along, but I'm going to do it in black and white. Okay, so obviously I can't share these colours with you because they are Advent colourways for my Doctor Who Advent, which comes, well, I'll be sharing it online in December when everyone's opening them. But I wanted to have a project on the go, and I know what I'm like, and I won't finish it if I don't get going fast. So these are my first few squares. So I've blocked them on this little crochet blocking board that has spokes that you stick the things in. I think I'm going to do it again with my little pins, because with my Knit Pro pin blocker thingies, you know what I mean? Oh, blockers. Because it'll, I'm sorry if you can hear this jingling around. I didn't realise how noisy that was until a second ago. I'm wearing one of these sea glass necklaces from Lilliput White, who's a vendor at lots of our yarn shows in the UK. Makes gorgeous things like buttons and jewellery from sea glass found on the Isle of Wight. And check her out because she's lovely. But also they're really pretty and I really like them, but I just suddenly realised that I was clanking loads. So yeah, so this is square number, I think this is square number 1. And you make 2 of each one, and I've decided not to put them, when I put them in the blanket, I'm just going to mix them all up. So I'm just going with doing them in the consecutive colours as the pattern says, and then I'll mix them up afterwards. So that's number 3 and number 4, which are again the same obviously, so square 1 and 2, and then I've made square 3, or my square 5, I've made one of those. So that's all I've done for those. But my plan is, once Tim Burton collection is, my Strange and Unusual collection is released, then and I've done with those samples, then I will get back on this if I can be good about it. And here we are, back in full colour. So I think that is where I'm going to leave it today. If you are local to Lowestoft and you would really like to come to a monthly evening knit night, I actually have 2 a month now, one on a Wednesday and one a couple of weeks later on a Thursday, and there's a really nice group for both of those. But there is, the Wednesday one technically is fully booked, but not everyone can make every month, and I'm really chill about that. And I have a few spare chairs that I can pinch out of Chris's unit that he rents opposite. So if there's ever like a point where you're like, oh, I really want to come, send me a message, because most of the time I can fit people in, unless all of those extra spots also then got taken and it was getting a bit full. I'm always sort of one of those people who's like, room for one more. So if you're local and you want to come, it's really chill, it's really nice, and yeah, been having a really good time. So I'm really looking forward to another couple of those. And I have a week and a half left until we go back, until the children go back to school. A week and a half. I have enjoyed the summer holidays, and equally just feel like I've been run over by a bus. Life update wise, my kids have been amazing this summer. It's been hard for them, I think, but they haven't shown it. My daughter started her own summer business. It's gone amazingly. She has a shop update coming onto my website at the weekend probably. I haven't got any of her stitch markers here to show you. I should have, because that's awful, but she will definitely have some of her Lego ones. In fact, I have got some of those because I've been using them with my blanket. She made me a few of these and I've been wearing them as earrings as well, but little Lego heart stitch markers that that she's made. And yeah, she's made loads of different ones, and I'm really proud of her because she's 7 and it takes a lot to sit down and have some resilience, and she has done every single stage. And if you've watched the vlogs, you'll see she's chosen what she wants to make. She had a £10 investment to start her business from me. She has made them, I've quality controlled them for her. While I've been doing that, she's made backing cards for them to go on, then she's attached them to the backing cards, put them inside little organza bags. She's bought the organza bags off me out of her investment as well. Like, no point of this has not been her effort. She's taken the pictures to put with the listings to go online. We've sat together and done research on what she should be charging for them and what's fair, and then we've sat and written the listings together, and I've typed what she's written, and I'm so proud of her because yeah, it'd be hard for any 7-year-old, and I think she's done awesome. So yeah, her next shop update will be on Friday. It's only her second one, and I don't know after that when she'll next do one, because we'll be back to school. She has a lot of extracurricular activities. We do brownies, choir, she's got loads of other things that she does, and I don't want to ever put any pressure on her. She really wants to do a craft fair, and she really wants to have a little table at East Anglia Yarn Festival next year, and I have no issue with either of those two things. So we'll see where it goes. I'll give you guys some updates, but the support that she's had online about all that has been absolutely amazing, and yeah, really heartwarming for me as well, because it's just really lovely. And yeah, you know, she is my baby, and took a lot of nerves really putting her on the internet, but she was desperate to do it. And you know, she doesn't have any access to social media or online anything. Everything goes through me, so pretty good at putting up a sort of barrier for her. So I can't see that anything has ever been inappropriate or anything like that at all. Everyone's been amazing. I've not attracted any, you know, trolls off the internet for any reason, and that's lovely. So yeah, just want to keep safeguarding her and looking after her, but at the same time letting her have the opportunities that she is herself pushing for, and I'm so proud of her for. But yeah, so I better go, because otherwise we're not going to get to the shops on time, because it's gone 2 now and the shop's shut at 4. I'm sure I was going to share something else and I can't remember what it was. Can't remember, not for the life of me. But yeah, I just want to say, if you've watched this, if you've stuck around for me even though I disappear over the summer holidays, then thank you so much. I hope everyone else, if you've got little kids and it's the summer holidays, I hope you've managed to survive. And if you're a teacher and you've been off all summer, I'm so sorry your holiday is about to come to an end. Back to it for another year. Yeah, well, I do some volunteer work at my school. I've been the chair of governance for the last few years, and it is a lot just in a volunteer role, but it's given me a bit of an insight to what teachers go through, and the amount of effort and work and sort of, to a certain extent, like angst, like, you know, real passion and love for their kids, but at the same time wanting, you know, the best for everybody, and trying to tear themselves into, in some cases, 30 children, just to, you know, tear themselves into 30 pieces to make sure they give the best to all of their children. And yeah, I'm seeing how much teaching really matters to some teachers, and it's a wonderful thing, but I couldn't do it, and I see that now. Yeah, so it's back to September, and I am very much ready. But yeah, I'm just whittering on now. Probably forgotten to say a whole bunch of things, can't even remember. Brain's totally gone. It was gone a while ago. Let's not pretend that the summer holidays is what's cracked me. I was there already. Yeah, so until the next time I see you, thank you so much, as always, for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.